Hello fellow Minecrafters, today I'm going to be showing you guys how to build the absolute smallest Minecraft automatic chicken farm. Yeah. Alright, so what you're going to need is you're going to need a minecart, you're going to need one piston, you're going to need an activator rail, you're going to need two observers, you're going to need a dispenser, two hoppers, some powered rails if you want. A regular rail, doesn't have to be regular rail, you can use any of these rails too. You're gonna need a barrel, you're gonna need lava, doesn't have to be a barrel actually, it can also be a chest. You're gonna need two slabs, you're gonna need a comparator, piece of redstone. These are actually gonna be optional. There's two different versions, so if you don't want to use these, you can go ahead with a different version. Then you're gonna need some solid blocks, and then some other blocks. If you want to decorate, you can use glass instead or something. You're gonna need a button, you're gonna need a minecart with a hopper in it, and then you're gonna need some chickens, of course. Alright, so the way you're gonna build this is you're gonna get your barrel, and you're gonna place your barrel, and it doesn't have to be floating like this. I just like placing it like that so I can, in case I need to get underneath and put things. And then you're gonna put your hopper behind that. You're going to get your dispenser here on top of your hopper like that. Then you're going to need your minecart with your hopper. And then you're going to need a rail of some sort. Put that on top of your hopper. Put your minecart with hopper. Break the rail. Gonna put your slab. Then this is where you're going to need your piston. It's not part of the design. You just need it to push this slab into that minecart. And you have to do the slab into the minecart. You can't do the minecart into the slab. It doesn't work that way. And you also can't put the minecart on top of the slab or else it will just sit on top. So you have to use a piston to push the slab into the minecart. Okay, and then from there you're going to put a hopper next to your feeding into your dispenser. Then you're going to need this version I will use the comparator with. So then you're going to need to place a solid block next to the hopper here. Then you can go ahead and use any block. Oops. Then you can use any wrong block. Keep getting the wrong block. Sorry. Okay. Then you can get any block to go here. Put your comparator on top of that. Then you're gonna need your observer. Put it here. Then any block can go here. A redstone dust. Then another observer here. Then a solid block has to go here. And then on top of this you can put any 4 blocks you want. And finally, of course, your lava is going to go on top of that. And well, not finally, you're going to put a slab on top of this hopper. Now this hopper is going to be where your chickens go that are going to lay the eggs for you. And so it's a little bit awkward to put these chickens in there to get them into that small spot, because if you have a bunch of them bunched up, they're going to push each other out and they're going to go to the edges of the hopper and they're going to slip out of there. So you can't just have them all sit there. You can't just load it up, you know, how you might load up a regular chicken farm. Something like that. That's not going to work. The way you're going to load these chickens in, you're going to need an activator, some other kind of rails. You're gonna need minecarts. You're gonna need quite a few minecarts depending on how many chickens you want to put in there. And then of course you're gonna need your chickens, some kind of blocks, a button, slab. Okay, and the way you're gonna load them in, you're gonna put a block right here underneath the hopper like that, one below. Then you're gonna build a little wall on either side, it doesn't really matter. And then I'm going to use a redstone block here to power my rails, but you can use whatever you want to power your powered rails, or you don't even have to use power rails if you want. If you have regular rails, you want to use that to get them there. This is just where you're going to load your chickens in. So, you know, let's say you have it, you're in survival, you might need to build a little staircase or something. But this is just going to be how you're going to load your chickens into there. So I'm in creative, I'm just going to cheat. We're going to load them in this way. Oh, a little bit of a problem there. Not cooperating. So you're gonna have to get in survival. If you're doing this in survival, figure out a way to get your chickens onto this activator rail. And you can have up to 23 chickens. If you do 24, then they'll die. They'll all die, so you don't want that to happen. You can only, it's entity cramming. You can only have up to 24 entities on top of each other. So you can only have 23 chickens, 24, they'll die. So, and this is the best way I found to put the chickens in here. If you find another way, you can go ahead and use that method, but this is the easiest way that I found to do it consistently. And I didn't put 23 this time just to show you how to do it. But, yeah, you're gonna come here, stand on this, stand over here. You're gonna wanna line up with the edge of the button so that as you press it, you're gonna keep holding down right click to place a slab. So your chickens are gonna get ejected into there, into the hopper, and you're gonna place a slab right as soon as they get ejected by holding the button down. Oh, not like that, kinda like that. When you press the button, then you keep holding right click and you'll place it against the block. But that is going to be how you load your chickens in. And that is the farm. That's the whole thing. It's 3 by 3 by 3, very, very small, very compact. But this version uses a comparator and a redstone. So the chickens lay the egg, goes into the hopper. This comparator can detect the hopper through this block. It turns on. This observer turns on this redstone, turns on this observer, powers this block, and fires the egg from the dispenser. And then the chickens are going to end up, let me just show you real quick. Chickens are going to end up on top of that slab that's underneath the hopper minecart. And they're going to be babies when they get popped into there. And then the lava is going to be on top. Oh, forgot the lava. Well, when they grow up, the lava they'll be tall enough so that they can touch the lava, so they'll get killed by the lava, and then the minecart hopper is gonna collect the items. You used to be able to do this without the minecart and hopper, but it doesn't work anymore, so you're gonna need to add this into it. And then yeah, so it gets collected there, and it goes into the chest. They die from the lava, gets cooked, come in that chest right there. And that's pretty much the whole farm. Now, the alternative version to this is, it's the same design. It's just going to be louder. It's going to be noisy. It's going to be on all the time. So if you don't want to do that, then don't go with this design, because it's going to be loud. It's going to always fire. But a benefit is going to be that if you want, you can get your own eggs and just put them in here, and they'll keep firing, so they don't have to be spawned by the chickens. So if you have extra eggs, if you always get extra eggs from somewhere else and you want to put them in, then this is maybe the version you want to use. Oh, messed that up already. It's going to be the same design. You're going to place your dispenser on top, rail, minecart hopper, break that, slab, piston here, push it into the minecart, get your hopper, put it there, then where's my observer? Here's my observer. Then your observer is gonna go here and here. And so these are gonna turn on and off indefinitely. They're gonna keep powering each other over and over. And so you won't have to worry about the comparator detecting the hopper. So this will continuously fire. No matter if you load it in yourself, it'll keep firing everything. And then you're going to need just some blocks. Use glass so you guys can see. then you're gonna get your lava. Put it back on top. And you're gonna need to load this the same way you loaded the last chickens. So this version is a little cheaper. It doesn't use the comparator or the redstone dust, but it is very loud and obnoxious. So if you don't want it to, if you don't want to hear your chicken farm, or you know, you have the materials to spare, you can just do this version instead. And just in case you guys were wondering, this farm is lossless, so you will get every chicken that goes into here, you will get that chicken back. Done some testing here, a whole barrel's worth of chickens, and I got a whole barrel's worth of chickens back, so it's 1-to-1 ratio, so you won't lose any chickens. Now, if you guys want, there's also this alternative version of the same exact size farm. It's a little bit more expensive, but if you have the resources and you don't exactly like this design for some reason, you can always use this design. Oh, put that out. This design is a little bit more complicated, but it does pretty much the exact same thing. But yeah, here, let me show you how this one works. It's also a little bit more finicky because for some reason the orientation that you build this in, the direction that you build this in, is going to change the design a bit depending on what direction you build it in. But here, let me show you how to build this one. So you're going to start with a barrel here, hopper here, and then instead of your slab, you're going to use a stone cutter. And you need the stone cutter because we're going to be using a cauldron, a lava cauldron, to kill the chickens this time instead of just lava. And the cauldron, the lava in the cauldron is a bit taller, a bit higher up, so they're not going to reach. And the stone cutter is a bit bigger than a slab, so that's going to make up for that height difference that we have. So you're going to place your barrel, your hopper, your stone cutter, and then you're going to need a dropper for this one. You're going to place your dropper on top, right here, facing up, dispenser facing towards the stone cutter. Okay, then you're going to get a hopper, place it into the dropper, then you're going to need a solid block, and then you're going to want to do an observer here. You're going to want the observer facing downwards. So you want the face up here. And then you're going to place your comparator on top of that. Then you're going to run some observers over here. It's going to be 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 observers this way, and then 1 observer on top. Then you're going to get 1 piece of redstone, put that on top. Then you're going to place a block here, sticky piston here, cauldron here. Put your lava in your cauldron. Then you're just going to put some blocks here. Oh, and one more thing. You're going to need your slab here, because this is where your chickens are going to go. Same way we loaded the first design over there. You're going to have to do that same loading method for this design. So when they hatch an egg, lay an egg, it's going to go into the hopper, going to load it into the dropper. The comparator is going to detect that change. This observer is going to detect the change in the comparator. It's going to go all the way over here, fire it up to this redstone. The redstone is going to activate this dropper, this dispenser, and this sticky piston all at the same time. And it's going to do that twice because the observer detects when it turns on and when it turns off. So it's going to fire 2 signals. One is going to send the egg from the dropper into the dispenser, and then the second pulse is going to shoot the egg out into the wall. And then at the same time that that's happening, this sticky piston is going to retract this cauldron in, and then it's going to push it back out. And the thing about this design though is that it does depend on which way you're facing. So when you're making this, you can check your F3 coordinates to see which direction you're facing. It's going to be on the left-hand side, that middle block of information. The 4th row down, you can check to see it says I'm facing east, south, west, north. So that's how you can check your direction. Or you can use the small little lines here. The blue one is going to be facing south, the red one is going to be facing east, and then the green one is up and down, so you don't need to worry about that one. But if you're making this one, then it does matter. You're going to have to change, you're going to have to mirror some of the items depending on which direction you place this. So this one I built in the south direction. So if I'm building in the south direction, I actually did it wrong. So you're going to want to flip the build around. You're going to flip the blocks around. The hopper, for some reason, needs to go onto the left side for this build. So you're going to put it on this side, actually. And so if you're building it towards the east, then you can put the hopper on the right. And if you're building it towards the north, you can also have it on the right side. But if you're building it south or west or south, then you're going to need to put the hopper on the left side of the dropper. And so when you do this one, this is how it's going to look. It's going to eat up that egg, fire it out, and it's going to pull this back. Obviously this version is the wrong version that I made, so in here I can show you better. The adults got cooked. The baby chicken is going to survive. In this version, the baby chickens will not survive. So if I do this enough, if we get a baby chicken, you're going to see that for some reason, whatever direction you build it, you're going to need to flip around all these blocks. Don't really know why, but yeah. So if you have this facing south, if you build it facing south, then you're going to need the hopper on the left. And you're going to have to change all the other blocks, mirror them the same way. Okay, and last but not least, I actually have one design that's even smaller than both of those designs. It's not really a good chicken farm if you actually want to use it for chickens, but technically it will give you cooked chicken automatically without you having to farm or do anything. So if you want to do this design, what you're going to need is just a couple blocks. So the way this one works, you're going to place your container here, chest, barrel, whatever you want, hopper. Then you're going to place your cauldron on top. Then you're going to place your observer going into this hopper. Then you're going to place an observer on top like that. An observer facing down like that. Hopper in there. Then you're going to get your slab. And same thing as before, this is where you're going to load in your chickens, how I showed you before. And you're also going to need your lava to go on top. And so the chickens will be shot into the hopper. They'll be stuck in this little tiny space in here. Now the thing about this is, this farm, while it may be very small, it's going to be only 1 block wide. It's going to be 4 blocks long and 3 blocks tall. It's really inconsistent. It doesn't really work very well. You're going to lose a lot of chicken. You're not going to get all the cooked chicken you want. And also sometimes when it's spawning the chickens in, some of them are going to fall out like that. So not all your chickens are going to get inside of the hopper. So you're going to lose a lot of chickens on this design. But technically, if you want an even smaller design, this is the smaller design. And you can do it the same way. You can do pretty much the same design, just a little less long. You're just gonna do the same thing here. Hopper, barrel, cauldron. Then your observer is gonna go into that. Dispenser into that. And then your observer here, observer there, then your hopper feeding into that dispenser, and your slab there, and that's where your chickens will go in this one. And so that one's pretty much the same design, just a little less long, just a little wider. So it's going to be 2 by 2 by 3 blocks. But yeah, both these designs are very inconsistent, obviously obnoxious because they're always on. But technically, if you want an even smaller chicken farm, then you can go with these designs.